They say history is written by victors, but for me, history is written in a code I sometimes can't crack. I'm a historian, I'm a collector, and I'm also dyslexic. In a field that is 95% reading and writing, my brain is technically wired to fail at this. But here's the thing, history isn't just words on a page. It's the weight of a helmet, the smell of old canvas, the footprints left behind in the mud. Today I want to talk about how I do history differently, and why being dyslexic might actually be my secret weapon. Growing up, history was my favourite subject, but my worst grade. I could tell you the exact tactical failure of Gallipoli, but I couldn't finish the exam paper in time. Traditional history feels like a library where the door is locked if you can't read 500 pages in a day. This is why I started collecting. I realised you couldn't always read the story, you had to touch it. And these objects don't require me to decode a sentence. They tell their own story, the wear, the tear, the design. If you're like me and the traditional way doesn't work, you find a new way to the front lines. Here's how I research for this channel. I listen to history. If there's an audiobook, a podcast, or an original audio recording, I'm on it. This is why I use things like geolayers or my 3D printer. I like to see the terrain and the tools to understand the strategy. When I 3D print a Panzerfaust or put on my 1940s uniform, I'm learning through my muscles and my eyes, not my inner monologue. Dyslexic people are often big picture thinkers, while some historians get lost in a single footnote on page 402. I'm looking at the patterns. Because I find reading hard, I've had to become a better storyteller. I have to make the history visual because that's how I see it. My dyslexia forced me to find the soul of the story because the words were in the way. If you've ever felt like you're not smart enough for history because you struggle with the book, stop. History belongs to everyone who's willing to look for it. I'm going to keep decoding the past at one subject at a time. If you want to follow along with a historian who does things slightly differently, hit subscribe. Because history is much bigger than words on a page.